May this story wrap you in warmth and bring you restful sleep. Sakura and the Gentle Giant Tea. This story is about Sakura, a girl who discovers the gentle giant tea, and together, they protect their village ancient cherry tree, strengthening the bond with their heritage. Once upon a time, in a village bathed in blossoms, lived a girl named Sakura. Her hair long and flowing like the down-leaf petals of a cherry blossom framed her gentle face. Sakura's village was nestled in a valley, surrounded by rolling hills covered in vibrant flowers, and above all, the jewel-like cherry trees that turned the landscape into a sea of pink every spring. Sakura's family was known for their deep connection to their heritage. They were caretakers of an ancient cherry tree with roots so deep and wide, it seemed to embrace the earth itself. This tree was believed to possess a spirit that protected the village and blessed it with bountiful blossoms each year. As Sakura's duty was to tend to the tree, a tradition passed down through generations. One evening, as Sakura was gathering petals from the ground around the ancient tree, she noticed an unusual rustling behind her. Turning round, she saw a figure emerging from the cluster of blooming flowers. It was Pi, a gentle giant, whose presence was as comforting as a warm breeze. Pi's massive frame was adorned with vines and small flowers, creating the impression that he was a part of the very earth he walked on. "Hello, Sakura," Pi rumbled in a voice that reverberated through the air like the deep chords of a cello. "I have watched over this tree and your family for centuries. My name is Pi, the guardian of this land." Sakura blinked in astonishment, her heart pounding with both fear and curiosity. "Pi, why have I never seen you before?" Pi smiled, a slow, gentle curve of his lips. "I have always been here, but only those who open their hearts to the heritage of this land can truly see me." From that day, Sakura and Pi developed a unique bond. Every evening, Sakura would sit by the tree, weaving stories of her ancestors and their lives into the air, while Pi listened intently, occasionally adding his ancient wisdom. He shared his own stories, the origins of the cherry tree, the spirits of the flowers, and the whispers of the winds. One stormy night, a fierce wind threatened to uproot the ancient tree. The villagers, frightened, huddled in their homes. Sakura, with determination burning in her eyes, ran to Pi. "We must save the tree, Pi," she cried. Pi's expression grave netted. "We will need the strength of the land and the courage of our hearts." Together, they stood before the mighty tree, Sakura's hands resting on its rough bark and Pi's large arms wrapped around it. Closing their eyes, they focused all their energy into the roots. The spirit of the cherry tree, sensing their determination, awakened. A glowing light emerged, encircling the tree, binding it firmly to the earth despite the howling wind. The storm passed, leaving the tree unscathed. The villagers emerged, eyes wide with wonder at the sight of the sleeping giant cradling their beloved tree and the exhausted Sakura resting against its trunk. From that day on, the story of the brave girl and the gentle giant became a cherished part of the village heritage. Years passed, but even as Sakura aged, years passed, but even as Sakura grew older, she knew she was never alone. For every spring, when the cherry blossoms bloomed, Pi's presence felt just as strong beside her, reminding her of the strength and beauty of their heritage. Here, I have the new story to soothe your spirit. Bellflower and Lotus's Great Discovery. This story is about a young girl named Bellflower and her newfound raccoon friend Lotus discovering a hidden cave filled with ancient carvings deep in the forest and forming a strong bond along the way. In a small village nestled between the rolling hills and meandering streams, there lived a young girl named Bellflower. She had bright eyes and a heart full of curiosity. Every day, She explored the lush meadows and the whispering woods surrounding her home, searching for new and exciting secrets of nature. One sunny morning, as the golden sunlight filtered through the trees, Bellflower set off on another adventure. Today, she was determined to explore deeper into the forest than she had ever gone before. Carrying a small satchel with a notebook and a couple of apples, she trotted along the familiar path, but soon diverged into the thicket she had always wondered about. Her canopy thickened as she ventured deeper, and the sounds of the village faded into the distance. The forest was vibrant with life, from the rustling leaves to the distant calls of birds. As Bellflower walked, she came across the clearing she had never seen before. In the middle of the clearing was a large, ancient tree with sprawling branches and a trunk wide enough to house an entire family. The tree seemed almost mystical, its roots spreading like fingers through the rich earth. As Bellflower approached the tree, she noticed something unusual. There, nestled between the roots, was a small raccoon. The raccoon seemed to be in distress, its leg caught in a tight snare. Flower's heart went out to the little creature. She slowly knelt beside it and spoke in soothing tones. "Don't worry, little one. I'll help you." Carefully, she worked to loosen the snare, making sure not to hurt the raccoon. After several tense moments, the snare finally gave way and the raccoon was free. The little raccoon looked up at Bellflower with gratitude in its eyes, and as if to thank her, gently nuzzled her hand. And that day forward, the raccoon, whom Bellflower named Lotus, became her loyal companion. Together, they explored the forest, discovering hidden streams, secret meadows, and beautiful groves filled with wildflowers. Lotus seemed to know all the best spots in the forest, leading Bellflower to places she had only dreamed of finding. One afternoon, as they followed a particularly narrow and winding path, they stumbled upon something truly extraordinary. Reaching deep within the forest was a hidden cave. The entrance was covered with ivy and almost impossible to see unless you knew where to look. Lotus, with his keen senses, had found it. Inside the cave, they found drawings and carvings on the walls, telling stories of the people who had lived there long ago. There were pictures of ancient rituals, animals, and even maps of the surrounding lands. Bellflower and Lotus spent hours exploring the cave, amazed by the history contained within its walls. As they left the cave and walked back home, the sun dipped low in the sky, painting the forest in hues of orange and gold. Bellflower realized that their discovery was not just about finding the cave, but about the journey they had shared together. She looked at Lotus and smiled, knowing that their bond had grown stronger with every adventure. From that day on, Bellflower and Lotus continued to explore, finding joy in every discovery they made together. And each night, as they drifted off to sleep under the starlit sky, they knew that the greatest discovery of all was the friendship they had found in each other. Let's drift deeper with this next gentle tale. Geranium and Frisia's Enchanted Forest Adventure. This story is about a girl named Geranium who meets a cosmic traveler named Frisia and discovers the enchanted wonders of the forest and beyond. In a quaint village nestled at the edge of an ancient forest, there lived a girl named Geranium. She was known for her kind heart and adventurous spirit. Every day, she would explore the lush greenery, discovering new paths and marveling at the wonders of nature. The villagers often warned her about the forest's deeper parts, claiming them to be enchanted and filled with mysteries beyond human understanding. One warm summer evening, Geranium decided to venture farther than she ever had before. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the treetops. As she walked deeper into the forest, she noticed how the air seemed to shimmer with a mystical energy. She followed a trail of glowing flowers that led her to a clearing she had never seen before. In the center of the clearing stood a mysterious, otherworldly being. It was Frisia, a cosmic traveler from corners of the universe unknown to humankind. Frisia had the appearance of an ethereal being, with translucent wings that sparkled like the night sky and eyes that held the wisdom of countless galaxies. Millennium, though surprised, felt an instant connection with Frisia. "Who are you?" Geranium asked, her voice filled with curiosity. "I am Frisia," the being replied. "I travel across the cosmos, seeking new experiences and knowledge." "And what brings you so deep into the forest?" "I wanted to see what lay beyond what I knew," Geranium said. "I'm always searching for new adventures and stories." Frisia smiled, and with a wave of a delicate hand, conjured images in the air of lush cosmic forests and gardens on distant planets. "Come with me," Frisia invited, "and I will show you the wonders of the universe." Hand in hand, Geranium and Frisia embarked on an unforgettable journey. They flew over forests where trees glowed with bioluminescence, and through fields where flowers sang with the voices of celestial beings. They danced under the branches of ancient trees that whispered secrets from the stars. As night fell, they returned to the forest clearing. Geranium felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. She had seen and felt things she never imagined possible. Frisia looked at her with a gentle smile. "Thank you, Frisia," Geranium said softly. "You have shown me that the forest, and indeed the world, is filled with endless wonders." Frisia nodded. "Remember, Geranium, the magic lies in your heart, and the beauty in your eyes. Never stop seeking and never stop believing in the wonders around you." With that, Frisia spread her translucent wings and descended into the starry night sky. Geranium watched until she could no longer see Frisia, her heart brimming with joy and her spirit renewed. From that night on, Geranium's adventures in the forest took on a new meaning. She knew that no matter where she roamed, she was never truly alone. The forest, with all its mysteries, had become her sanctuary, and she cherished every moment she spent within its enchanted depths. And so, Geranium's nights were filled with dreams of cosmic gardens and her days with the simple yet profound beauty of the forest. She lived happily with a heart open to the endless wonders waiting to be discovered. Let us drift softly into the next comforting tale. Clover and Iris, a tale of playful magic. This story is about a boy named Clover, who meets a snow fairy named Iris, and together they embark on a magical, playful adventure that fills their hearts with joy. Clover, a young boy with a curious heart and an adventurous spirit, lived in a quaint village surrounded by verdant fields and blooming gardens. Every morning, the golden rays of the sun would kiss the dew-kissed petals of flowers, painting a picture of eternal spring. One day, while exploring the forest at the edge of the village, Clover stumbled upon a shimmering light dancing amidst the shadows of ancient trees. His heart raced with excitement as he followed the light, which led him to a hidden glade. There, sitting atop a mushroom with iridescent wings fluttering gently, was a snow fairy named Iris. Iris looked up with her sparkling blue eyes and smiled warmly at Clover. "We'll come over, Andra," she said in a voice as soft as the whispering wind. Clover, entranced by her ethereal beauty, stammered, "Hello. What are you?" "I am Iris, a snow fairy," she replied with a twinkle in her eye. "And who might you be?" "My name is Clover," he said, his voice filled with hope. "I've never seen a snow fairy before." Iris giggled, a sound like tinkling bells. "Well, it is a rare treat for human eyes to behold a fairy. But today is a special day, and you seem like the perfect companion for some playful magic." Clover's eyes lit up with joy. Playful magic. What kind of magic? Iris fluttered her wings and rose into the air, casting a sprinkle of sparkling dust that settled round Clover. The kind that fills hearts with happiness and laughter, she said, her voice filled with excitement. Together, they embarked on a magical journey through the enchanted forest. Iris led him to a meadow where flowers sang in chorus, their petals opening and closing in rhythm with the melody. Clover laughed as he danced with the flowers, feeling the magic pulse through his veins. They played hide and seek with the shadows, where Iris would disappear and reappear in a burst of glittering snowflakes, leaving Clover amazed each time. They raced across sunlit streams, their reflections merging and swirling in the crystal clear water. They even climbed the highest tree in the forest, where the branches cradled them gently, offering a view of the village from above. As the day drew to a close, Iris and Clover sat on a hillside watching the sunset, the sky painted with hues of pink, orange and purple. Clover sighed, a mix of contentment and longing. "I wish this day would never end," he said softly. Iris smiled and placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Every day holds its own magic, Clover. And just because this day is ending doesn't mean the magic has to stop. Keep your heart open and you will find it everywhere." Clover nodded, understanding her words. As the first stars began to twinkle in the sky, Iris rose and looked at him with a wink. "Until we meet again, young adventurer." With that, she disappeared into the night, leaving Clover with a heart full of joyful memories and a promise of more adventures to come. And from that day forth, Clover always carried a bit of that playful magic within him, spreading happiness and wonder wherever he went. May you wake up renewed and refreshed, sweet dreams.